Hi everybody, it's Sandy and we're around for a new moon, a new super moon at the end of this coming week, and I've actually got quite a busy week coming up, so I thought that I would come on a Monday morning, and especially as it's a bank holiday Monday here in the UK. But I thought I'd come on today and just have a look really ahead of time for the energy that we're working with at the moment. It's just an extraordinary time. Hi Anna, hi. I know many that I've spoken to in the recent weeks have really been experiencing some big polarities in their experience. Hi Jay. Real senses of being totally on track, totally in that sort of bliss vibe of really feeling that things were really in flow, and then being catapulted back into another level of clearing. And certainly for me, that's very much what this has been. Good morning, Ralph. It's been such an intense time of polarities and diving deep again into anything that's calling us to bring our attention to it, and to perhaps look at something that we've viewed in one way for quite some time, actually reviewing it and looking at it through another lens and seeing that it's got a different insight to offer us. So yeah, this is, when we're talking about new moons, traditionally this is an opportunity, another pulse point on our journey to find another place of release, of completion, of opening up to a new view, a new beginning, a new piece of the journey to come. And I find that when we move through these different pulse points, of course we're moving into the different energies of the different aspects of the zodiac. We're moving this time from Leo into Virgo. We're moving from the fire into this place that is calling us to consolidate. It's calling us to bring things to a place where we can make them real. We can make a foundation. Virgo is very much about detail. It's about this place of healing, of health, of well-being. And how do we make this piece of our journey real and tangible, and something that we can build on now, moving forward, moving into this next phase, which is taking us through into January of 2020. And that is the big conjunction of Saturn, Pluto, and our movement really into the energy of the window of 2020 to 2030. So these new and full moons have been like contractions and expansions for us, and there is just like this squeeze that we're going through to rebirth. Now that could be any aspect of ourselves that's calling for renewal, that's calling for a new view of our journey. And certainly for me, this last week has been super intense. Not only have I had some sort of major teeth work, which is unsettling in its best form, but clearly again this place of structure, of this process of healing, of coming in to be our best selves, the best version of ourselves at this point. Others of you that know me and the Journey with the Roses will know that I've actually been working actively with a crowdfunding platform to enable me to reprint the rose set. 1,000 of these rose sets, which I self-funded when I printed in 214, which was the total of 4 years of my work in development from 2010. These sets have now gone around the world, and I am now completely sold out, and I'm in the place of calling this forward now to reprint. In order to do that, I'm needing to raise funds to do that, and so what I've been doing is inviting people to pre-order their new Oracle, which is a 52 card deck and 7 levels of inner mastery that are contained within it. And I'm really delighted to say this morning, when I had a look in on the Kickstarter campaign, there are 77 backers, and I think at the moment we are about £4,500 pledged. I've still got a way to go. I've got about 20 days left on the program, because it actually finishes on the full moon on the 14th of September. So I really, with all my heart, invite you to please, if you're in any way that you can, to support this process so that I can secure the funding to reprint the Oracle in at its fullness. The new roses have got such a fabulous energy on them that they really round out and complete the whole of the journey. Hi Serena, hi Halla. Yeah, so let's have a look. I decided this morning that I'd actually do the rose reading live again, so I've not actually pulled the cards for this particular reading. But it feels that we are moving through this supermoon to a new connection with ourselves, that this is an invitation to step into this next phase of our own mastery, our own path of mastery, which, you know, many of us have been walking for a good number of lifetimes, but actually this really feels the time that we've come for, that all of the journey that we've had up till now, and some of us have had a very colourful journey to get to this place. This feels to be the time that, at a soul perspective, that we've actually come in to be here, to hold this point of light, to hold this place of mastery. And we've been clearing, you know, our own soul coding. We've been clearing our own genetic lineage coding that we came in with the remit to do the work on. So we embedded into the coding that we've been working steadily to clear, and that in turn was the activator that brought us to the place of the work anyway. So let's see what the roses have got for us as wisdom for this coming time. It's always fascinating. You know, those of you that work regularly with the roses know that they are just pure love codes. So they will only invite us into a deeper connection within, a place to review and to renew our commitment to our hearts and ourselves. Okay, so the first rose that's come up is Rose 9. And Rose 9 calls us into our authentic power. She sits on the solar plexus. She is very clear. You know, there is wisdom. If I put her up close, you can see the texture of the leaves, the petals on her. Sorry. They're sort of very succulent and quite veined. They hold wisdom. They hold strength, they hold power. And this rose, you know, in the times that I've worked with her, she is about really harnessing the authentic power, the authentic voice that we've come to carry. And I know that many, like me, that are walking the path of the feminine in this lifetime, there has been a calling to own our own inner feminine, but in the same point of reference to actually access our own inner masculine, but from its healed perspective, from its divine masculine perspective, which is when that sort of is in its right place in within. What it does is it holds the divine feminine to shine, to really shine her light. In her turn, she turns around and deeply, deeply nourishes the divine masculine energy. So this is a really co-creative enterprise, and this particular rose really holds that sense of clarity and almost a divine masculine aspect within the body. So she feels to me to be almost like the Sekhmet of roses. She is, don't mess with me. I have absolute sense of my own inner value and inner power. So beautiful rose for us to be working with on this new moon. Where is it that you have given your power away? Where is that strength on the solar plexus? Because that will also show up as digestive issues, issues of inner core power, sense of core function in the body. It could also, if you think about the liver and the spleen energy, and clearly also gallbladder and pancreas energy, this is about really having a stabilized digestive system and a stabilized sense of presence in the world. The next rose in our reading is Rose Bagua 5. Now Rose Bagua 2, this rose sits in the top right hand corner of the Bagua, and she is all about relationship. So, and actually this rose I photographed in Italy, in San Ginesio in Italy, in a house that was on a pilgrimage route to Assisi. So this rose really speaks to me about right relationship with self, and in coming deeper and deeper into self-love, self-value, self-esteem. So really that place of know thyself until thine own self be true. And therefore we show up in fullness and in alignment in all our relationships. So this is another powerful rose. These two are strong, non-fluffy, clear, highly calling us to full presence, really. So what's our third rose for the reading? And the third rose is Rose Bagua 5. Now Rose Bagua 5 has come up several times in our reading, and she says keep coming back to center. She is in the center of the Bagua, so she is the health Tai Chi center, and she calls us back into presence. And whatever way you do that, whether you use meditation practices, whether you use breathwork practices, whether you do yoga, qigong, any of the practices which bring us into connection with nature, perhaps walking meditation is a way for you to come into center. But the calling is to spend time each day coming back into the core of your very being and allow any activity, any action to come from that place of core. So these are our three roses for today. We have Rose 9, solar plexus, knowing and owning your own sense of inner power, recognizing when there's power plays around, recognizing when someone is an energy vampire, recognizing where you need to protect your solar plexus. And that can be as simple as when you're talking to somebody or you're having a difficult conversation with someone, just gently putting your hand in front of your solar plexus so that you hold your power in memory to hold your power. Beautiful, beautiful golden rose to work with. This is the rose actually that I use when I'm traveling. So this is the rose mat that I tend to use to travel because it keeps my energy really strong. As an empath and a highly sensitive person, it's very much more challenging to hold a really good boundary around yourself particularly when you're traveling. Rose Bagua 2, this place of right relationship with self, and therefore in that right relationship with self there comes right relationship with all of those that you have around you. Recognize too that in the new moon and this new moon, this supermoon, there may be a calling to redefine boundaries in your relationships. And there may be a calling with Rose Bagua 5 to find a new practice that brings you effectively into center, because we are being really asked to hone and master the tools that we have been working with so that we can hold this center space. These are challenging times because we are beginning to really see what's being revealed, what's been hidden behind other people's agendas. And we can see that showing out in all sorts of different ways. You know, what's being revealed behind the Jeffrey Epstein revelations, what's being revealed behind the burning of the Amazon. And actually, I don't believe it is just the burning of the Amazon. I think if you check it out, there are fires burning in Africa as well. This is a massive, massive shift that is going on. And my sense is the best way of service, apart from in prayerful communication with the energies on the planet and our own heart field, is to be fully present to what's being revealed, that we are being called to really acknowledge and see what is going on around us. What else have I got to tell you? There are some new webinars that are coming up in September, that details are going on the website in the next couple of days. Some of them will be free introductory webinars, some of them will be more structured and around cleansing your space, helping you create sanctuary and high frequency space to live in. And also this next phase of the rose, Serena, are there fires in Siberia too? This is shocking what is happening around the earth as this process. I mean, we can see it as a cleansing, but we can also see it as a total destruction of the natural habitat on a scary, scary scale. I thought I'd share with you too. In my own journey this week, there is a closing of a journey with my ex-husband and the father of my children. His house has finally sold, and there is a completion that is happening within the next 10 days. And it felt really important for me that I went and gathered some of the essence of the plants that he loved in his garden. And so last evening I sat and made these beautiful, what will be smudge sticks to hold that energy of the process of release with him. He passed away 18 months ago, but this is the time of the final release of his house, and it's really interesting when you go to spend time in a garden which he absolutely adored for 22 years actually, and to see it so overgrown in the last 18. Mother Nature re-establishes her domain really carefully and quickly, and so I'm just looking for the little roses so that we can finish with the bowl today. Yeah, these are powerful times. So we have tools of mastery that we must continue to hone, and also continue to come back into our centre, into our heart field, so that we can hold presence for ourselves, but also presence for all of those that come to us that may need our support. These are fast changing times, and we need the comfort, we need the support of our familiar practices, and there will be those that need those too. And the more embedded they are, sorry, I've lost one, hang on a minute. The more embedded they are into our very field of being, the more powerful that will be for us. So, I am missing just one. There we go. So I invite you, this is the bowl of mastery, this is the violet or a gold alchemy bowl. So just listen to the sound and allow the sound waves to come to you. The 3 roses from our reading are in the bowl and will be transmitted on the sound. So just allow the sound to be received. And as that sound is received by your heart, let's send the next breath out to all of those on the earth who are suffering. And on the next in-breath and out-breath, let's send a wave of the rose energy to Mother Earth, to the Amazon, to Africa, to Siberia, to all of those places on the earth where there is suffering for the earth, for the animals, and the pain of Mother Earth, the pain of the planet. So, with this beautiful smudge, with the energy of a loved garden and a loved earth, May we send our love and blessings out to all of those who at this time are in pain and this time are in suffering. And in turn, we turn and we honour and love, bring love to ourselves, because it's in that loving of ourselves that we can be present to the suffering, and we can send our heartfelt blessings out to the earth. So, until next, and as I say, I would be very grateful if you can find any way in which to share my Kickstarter campaign, so that I can reach the target figure, so that I can go ahead and get this reprint done. I would be very grateful for your support. As I say, even if it's just to share the Kickstarter campaign, which is on my Rose Alchemy page. It's actually at the top of the page. And until next, and I may well do you a live from France next week, so with love and rosy blessings. Bye for now. Bye-bye.